You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
So happy to have you with me today on this Training Thursday edition of the Cabral Concept, where we are going to go over the 7 ways to better stick with and improve your workouts. So if there's one thing that I've learned really over these past 20 years or so of working with clients, whether it be on body transformation, wellness, or any of those things in between, is that at some point, all of us, our motivation, our ability to stick with it, it starts to wane a little bit. So during those times, how can we kick it up a notch? And again, I think it's cyclical. I think sometimes we're excited about working out, sometimes we're not. And then for a lot of other people, they can never seem to kind of pull the trigger. They can never really get into that workout groove. And we want to teach that today. And then for others, I want to show how to make it more consistent. I want to teach you how to be able to improve your workouts, which is something that I talk about at the end, number 7, in order for you to take your results to that next level. So we'll look at beginner, we'll look at intermediate, and then a little bit of advanced within this show here today. Always do love talking about health in general. And I think because exercise, health is our way of really working on lifestyle, right? We can run the lab test, which is amazing to do, right? To find out some of those underlying root causes. We could take the nutritional supplements to fortify any deficiencies that we may have or detoxify our body. But at some point, we really should add in. I mean, we honestly should add in the good sleep, the exercise, maybe a little bit of meditation or walking, something to calm that parasympathetic or calm the sympathetic nervous system and get into the parasympathetic nervous system in order to rejuvenate our body. And exercise is one of those ways. I've spoken about before all the many benefits that you get from exercise. And I'll tell you right now, just one of those benefits is body transformation. It's looking your best. And yes, that can lead to the better self-image and you feel your best. But the truth is that exercise done over time leads to longevity. It leads to a balancing of the immune system as long as it's not overdone. It leads to a decrease in inflammation. It leads to oxygenation of our cells, better mood, better neurotransmitter production, like all of these things. So I want you to exercise. And the other big thing is this, and I'm going to chat about that in just a moment. But well, let's just get right into it. So number 1 is this. I want you to make a micro commitment. A micro commitment. That's number 1. Is that too many people that I speak with right now, they're like, oh, well, I just have to find the time to exercise. I'm like, well, what are you trying to do? They're like, well, I really want to exercise 5 times a week. And I'm like, 5 times a week? You're doing 0 right now. Why do we need 5 times? Why can't we do 2? 2 is perfect. I'd be very happy if someone did a Monday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday, or Saturday, Wednesday, couple days in between each workout so you can still get the benefit. The workout benefits will carry on through the next day. So like, even if you did every other day workouts in the long run, you're doing great. 4 times a week, amazing. 5 times, perfect. But 2 is a great place to start because you know what? 0 is 0. You're getting 0 benefits. If you do 2, you're getting a monumental increase in benefits by just doing 2. By doing 2 days a week, you actually get more than double the benefit of just doing once per week. You don't get that exponential increase as you do 3 or 4. So if you can do twice a week, because then by doing twice a week, you're not giving yourself 6 days in between a once a week workout, right? You're only giving yourself like 3 days in between. So a micro commitment is like, hey, I don't need to do 5 days a week. I can do 2 days, and that's enough. That's phenomenal. I mean, really, like honestly, you're doing an amazing job. I can't say that enough if you're doing 2 days a week. Forget about thinking that you need to do 5 days. Do 2 days, and then the next month, if you're feeling pretty good, well, then maybe increase it to 3. Don't jump from 2 to 5. There's no need for that. You'll be too sore. Your body's not going to be acclimated. You're going to feel tired. Work your way up. It's so much better. And then the other thing is this, micro commitment, all right? Micro commitment. All I want you to do is say, I'm only going to do this for the next 30 days. I don't want you to think about the rest of your life as an exerciser. I'm not looking for that. What I'm looking for you to do is you say, I'm going to exercise for the next month. That's it. Okay, number two is this. Use the 5-minute rule. I've been honestly using this with clients for years. I can't say decades, but I can say at least a decade. Okay, so here's what I want them to do. Any day you go to the gym or you're working out at home or whatever it might be, you want to go for a run, whatever it is that you're into, and you're just not up for it. This is what I say. Use the 5-minute rule. Put on your gym clothes, put on your workout clothes, and just start to get into your workout. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to get into the workout. As you start to get into the workout, what I'm hoping is this, is that you're going to start to get that blood flowing. You're going to get a little bit more oxygen to the brain. You're going to get some endorphins pumping, just warming up, just getting the body going. That's it. And at that point, you're going to start to feel good and you'll want to continue. But here's the deal. If after 5 minutes, you give yourself the out, you say to yourself, if after 5 minutes, I still don't feel like working out, I'm tired, I just want to go home and go to bed, whatever it is, you're going to say, okay, but I want you to change into your workout clothes and I want you to work out for 5 minutes. And at that point, you can say, okay, should I continue or should I call it a day? I've actually used this with my own private clients and I can say that not one of them has decided to stop after 5 minutes, and I've used it myself. And I'll tell you this, there hasn't been a workout that I can think of right now that I've ever regretted after I've worked out. Meaning like, I've never said like, oh, I wish I didn't go to the gym that day. Oh, I wish I never worked out that day. Now, when I was overtraining back in the day, I would regret it the next day, that's for sure, because I did too much. That's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is that you're just not feeling up to it. The motivation's not there. You're a little tired. You'd rather be doing something else. Put on the workout clothes. Start working out for 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a hero's workout. Meaning like not every workout has to be setting a personal record. That day could just be a lighter workout. It could be doing some fun exercises, but try to work out the days that you have scheduled, okay? Really, really important. Use that 5-minute rule. All right, the next one is this. I love this one. So for those people who are just really prone to skipping their workouts, they let other life commitments get in the way on a near daily basis, right? There's a lot of us out there, or other things just have a tendency to pop up. You need to really schedule your workouts for the morning. You honestly do. Because if you know that life's going to get in the way the rest of the day, even if you're not a morning person, you really have to make the morning your workout time or it's just not going to get done. So here's what I want you to do. It's called put the clothes on the chair. So meaning like I want a chair in your room. It could be anything, but bottom of your bed if you want. But what happens is this. When you get out of bed, you immediately change into your workout clothes. The shorts, the workout pants, the tank top, whatever it is. And you're going to work out at home or you're going to work out at the gym. Anybody who doesn't feel motivated, try to work out right at home or hire a personal trainer, hire a coach for 6 to 12 weeks. Get into a routine, get into a habit, but you have to make the morning part of that routine and don't let yourself put on whatever other type of clothes or just stay in your pajamas, whatever it might be. Put on your workout clothes right away. Why? Because you've made a micro commitment. You've made your first step to exercising and it creates cognitive dissonance, which means this. You have your workout clothes on. So, of course, when you have workout clothes on, you're going to do what? Work out. That's how the 5-minute rule works as well. But now, if you say no to that, now you have to purposely take off those workout clothes. And there's a battle then that goes inside of your head. This is the psychology of it. This is why I love studying psychology. And if you see my Friday review of all the books that I read through February, you'll see that probably like, I don't even know, 20% or we're all psychology based. And that's because, so we know what we need to do in life to really get ahead. At least I think most of us do, okay? We need to exercise, right? We need to eat right. We need to sleep. We need to do all these things. But how do we do it? That's where the psychology comes into play. So I love this one. Get right out of bed, put on your workout clothes, get into your workout. Get into your workout right away. If you need to, have a glass of water, of course. Use my morning routine if you want, whatever works. Or hire a coach, hire a personal trainer for that 6 to 12 weeks to make the appointment with them. Remember, if you are paying someone for their service, you are much more likely to follow up and do it. That's why it's, that's why another reason why a personal trainer is great. Maybe you know all there is to know about exercise. Okay, I'm not saying that. That's not always why you hire a personal trainer. You hire a personal trainer because they're also an accountability partner. They're going to call you, text you, make sure that you show up. And that's half the battle. That's not just half the battle. It's more than half the battle is getting to your workout and keeping consistent. That's what the key is all about, consistency. All right, the fourth one. Let's say you can't hire a personal trainer or You can't work out in the morning because you have commitments, but you're used to skipping later in the day. Here's what we want to do. Find someone at work or find a friend that you can rely on that you're going to meet up with twice a week. Okay, maybe 3 times, but twice a week. Now, the both of you have a set in your calendar. We're going to meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. We're going to meet at the gym and we're going to go through our workout together. That's phenomenal. Now you get to feed off each other's energy. You have great conversations. I mean, some of my most fun times were with workout partners. My buddies, I remember senior year of high school. I remember my friends in college. I used to work out every single day with one of my really good friends from college, Jesse. Every day we would go to the gym, like literally every day. And we had great conversations. We would grab just dinner after that at the, whatever the cafeteria was at college. And my undergrad was Providence College. And it was amazing. Like, it was so fun. And then after college, I worked right away out of college. I worked at a gym. And myself and the other personal trainers, there was a group of us. There was 4 of us guys that all kind of had the same goals. We were all doing like natural bodybuilding, all that of lifting. And we would work out together. We would work out together on certain days at 2 p.m. And so again, like, this was a lot of camaraderie. And if you can find a workout buddy, then fantastic. If you can, again, if you hire a coach, if you can. I mean, it's the same thing, but they're both fantastic. And I can't recommend that enough. So I love that. I'm actually getting a little nostalgic right now, thinking back. Those are some really fun times for me. And I'm actually thinking right now, like, I would love to meet up with someone one day a week, because I do my own workouts now. And I enjoy that as well, because I kind of put on my headset, I stay focused with what I'm doing. But there's a lot to be said for taking that hour out and really the social aspect of hanging out with someone else. All right. Number 5 is make it fun and realistic. So I did a podcast, episode 573. So go to stephencabral.com/573. I'll try to link it up in the show notes if I can today. And my big thing is this. So again, I talked about in the beginning, why go from 0 to 5? It's not realistic. You've never done that before. So make a commitment of something that you can honestly achieve and stick with. That's 2 days a week, okay? Maybe Mondays are super busy at work. All right, let's pick Tuesdays. Tuesdays and Fridays. How does that work? And just build that into your schedule, okay? You can do that. But also, I want you to make it enjoyable. Don't make working out such a chore. So for example, if you love weight training and that's your thing, but don't love cardio, start with weight training. Just do weight training that you enjoy. Start to get into a rhythm. You can always add a little bit of intervals or cardio afterwards. Let's say that you love kickboxing, but you don't love lifting weights. Great. Join a gym that does a kickboxing class, or hire a kickboxing instructor, or whatever it might be where you get to do kickboxing. Maybe you're just doing bodyweight kickboxing at home by putting on a 30-minute video. Fantastic. You can do that. That works. Remember back in the day, Taibo? I think it was called Taibo. I might have that totally off. But anyway, there's workout videos that come along every once in a while that just get people pumped up. And that's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely fantastic. So the whole point is this. If you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling exhausted, you've been going to the gym for a while, switch it up. Stop doing the same thing you've always been doing. Do some indoor rock climbing. That's a ton of fun. Again, do the kickboxing I was talking about. Go out for a spin class. You can do all these different things to engage yourself while still exercising. Try something new, make it fun, but also be realistic in the goals that you set for yourself, okay? So if you're new to this or you're burnt out, do something that you would enjoy doing twice a week. I think that's very, very achievable. All right, number 6 is this. Write it on the calendar and make a date and time. All right, so this kind of builds upon all of the previous ones. Here's literally what I want you to do. I want you to take out a full month. Okay, we're in March right now. Here's what I want you to do. Look at all the days in March. Get a month-long calendar or use a planner. And I want you to write in the days that you're going to exercise. And I would also love you to do 10,000 steps per day to check that off as well. But on your calendar, you can literally put a big check mark on the days next to the workouts where you said you're going to work out. Or you can put X's on the days that you work out versus the days that you don't. This will start to build into your head a sense of accomplishment. Again, this goes back to psychology. You want to build up a mindset of accomplishment. You want to tell yourself that you want more of that thing because you feel great every time you achieve it. And that's so important to look forward to. It really is, because that's part of that growth process that I've talked about before. When you are growing, when you're achieving more in your life, you are happier. Like, that's literally the bottom line. I've never seen anybody get a promotion at work and really be upset about it, unless it's a promotion they didn't really want. Because the promotion says, hey, you're growing. People recognize the great work that you're doing. Or if you're a health coach and more people come to see you, it feels great because Your passion is now being met with actually people who believe in you. Same with exercise. You're going to the gym. You're starting to follow a nutrition plan as well. You're seeing the results. You want to do more of it. And the calendar is a way to show that you're being consistent with it, but also just the accomplishment of getting to the gym and exercise, that gives you that sense of growth. So it's this mindset of wanting to do more of what you're getting good at. We all try to do that. That's why a lot of times we stick to what we're good at, and that's because we know we can do more of that. And the seventh one is this, and this is where we start to get a little bit more advanced. I would like you to use an app or just a piece of paper or the book that I wrote on exercise, which is A Man's Guide to Muscle and Strength. Should also be called A Woman's Guide to Muscle and Strength because it's the same thing. We all have the same amount of muscle. We're working on the same things. We're working on body transformation. But here's the deal. You want to track that. You honestly do. Because at some point, you're going to say, you know what? The max I can go per week is 3 days per week to the gym or to my own home workout, whatever it might be. And I'll say, okay, the max you can do is 3 days per week. Would I love 4? Sure, but I'll take 3 all day. Like 3 is fantastic. But here's what I need you to do. Because after a while, you're going to say to me, I want to take my body to that next level. And I say, okay, if we're not going to increase the days, what we need to do is get more out of our workouts. Because I don't necessarily want you working out longer. If you're working out for 40 minutes, I'm thrilled. Like that's the max amount of time we need. We don't need more than that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to say, how can I get more out of my workout? And to do that, we need to get a little bit more official. We need to be changing up our workouts every 4 to 6 weeks. And the reason we need to be changing up the workouts every 4 to 6 weeks is so that our bodies aren't always adapting to the same exact exercises. It's called, well, here's what we want to do. The truth is this, is that you really do want to do the same workouts for 4 weeks in a row. I know some people like to switch it up every time. I'll tell you, that's fine when you've already achieved your goals and you're maintaining. I really believe that. But if you're looking to add more muscle, increase strength, etc., the ideal thing to do is choose a set of exercises. Let's say it's 6 exercises per workout. And what I want you to do is each week, and you're going to track this, each week, you're going to improve a little bit either on adding more reps with that weight or adding more weight to that particular set. That is called the specific adaptation to imposed demand principle, SAID principle. I've talked about this many times before in depth on the Cabral concept. Please feel free to type in SAID principle at stephencabral.com/podcast, and you'll see my previous podcasts on that. The reason why I say that this is so important is that in order for your body to change, when you've already maxed out the number of days that you're going to do in your workouts, you know, the length of time, all that, is that you need to create some other change. Because your body will only change if you give it a reason to change, okay? So in the beginning, you're working out 0 days per week. So if you work out 2 days per week, well, now your body has to adapt to 2 days of manual labor, like 2 days of exercise. And it will adapt. It will start to get stronger. The muscles will actually start to look different, especially if you're following a nutrition plan. Okay, so here's the other thing. Then you'll increase the time to maybe 30 minutes per workout from 20 minutes or maybe to 40 minutes. Okay, great. So now it has to adapt to a little bit longer of a workout. And then after that, you'll start to increase maybe the weights and you'll do more complicated exercises. So you'll get more complex in the exercise you do. So instead of just push-ups, you might do TRX push-ups, or you might do push-ups on a stability ball, or et cetera, right? Great. And then after that, what do we need to do? Now we need to switch the workouts up every 4 weeks or so. So we max out over the period of 4 to 6 weeks. And then what we have to do is start bracketing our weights that we do for each exercise so that each week we're improving just a little bit. That is what's going to make the change on the body. That's how we're going to get better results. That's going to lead to better body transformation. Now, again, if you're already at your ideal spot, fantastic. You'll still change up your workout every 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe you want to switch it up every workout. That's fine. But let's get you there first. And I still believe there's a lot of benefit to keeping the same workout going for about 4 weeks. And the reason is that there's also that we're talking about working on bone density by increasing weight each time. Your nervous system has to adapt to the increase in the exercise. So so I've talked about this before, but I'll give you the quick rundown. For the first week or two, it's really neurological adaptation when you're doing a improve in weight, meaning like your body has to figure out how to do the exercise first. And as it gets smarter doing the exercise through a given range of motion, you'll automatically be able to move more weight. You didn't add more muscle, that's for sure. What you did was recruit muscle fibers to a better degree because your nervous system told the muscles how to work more properly. So that's the way neurological improvement. Now, after you're neurologically adapted, then the improvement is actually going to come from the muscle myofibrils, the increase in sarcoplasm, the improvement in ATP, all sorts of different things along that exercise route. So what I want you to do, and also bone density that I did talk about that. So as you're lifting more weight, you're also increasing the density of your bones, which is great for all of us because remember, we're pretty much building up the most amount of bone that we can have in our body up until maybe mid 30s or late 30s, okay? After that, we're just trying to keep the bone we have on our body. Now, can we build more bone through, let's say, 30s, 40s? Yes. Yes, we can, but nowhere near to the same degree. So our goal is to keep the bone mass that we already have, and that's the whole goal, right? So if you're someone that might be the ectomorph body type, or you might be leaning toward osteoporosis, your mother, your father had osteoporosis, why not work on it now? I think those are just really important things to do. So those are my 7 tips for the day. Make a micro commitment. Use the 5-minute rule. Put the clothes on the chair, find a workout buddy, make it fun and also realistic, write it on your calendar, and make a date with yourself, a date and a time for at least 2 days per week, and always track your workouts once you get going. So for the first however many months, you're just doing twice a week, it's just a win to get your workout in. But after that, as you say, okay, I want to take this to the next level. I really want to transfer my body. Now I'm going to start tracking my workouts, tracking the exercises, improving a little bit each week. That is the way to do it. I mean, to tell you right now, not only will you see the changes in body transformation, you'll be excited again to start working out. That's really what it's all about. That's what I want for you. Thank you so much for tuning into the Cabral Concept. I appreciate each and every one of your listens, and please do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could help. I want to sincerely thank you for your support of this podcast. I couldn't do it without you, and I mean that. I truly do. I also want to make sure you knew that we now have multiple ways for you to find your answers to the most difficult health, wellness, weight loss, and anti-aging questions. You can find podcast-specific topics like thyroid, adrenal, hormones, sleep, digestion, Ayurveda, and many more at stevencabral.com/podcasts that will then link you to your favorite Apple, Spotify, and other podcast players. Plus, all new podcasts and weekly exclusive video content is being added to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Stephen Cabral. And that's Stephen with a PH. Head on over and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the exclusive content. Lastly, if you've ever found any of my podcasts or books to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a review on iTunes or your favorite media player for the podcast. Rating and subscribing to the YouTube and podcast allow me to reach more and more people and help spread my mission of healing throughout the world. Thank you again for being a part of this movement.